Alrighty. Let's take a look at the basics. That's all this is. We're just covering the basics. Here's where it's at. We've used all the different words out there, but let's call it by what it is. We're going to take a look at a woman's private area. We're going to take a look at the vagina, the labia. We're going to look at the urethra, the clitoris, the hood, the mons, and the anus. So now we'll know where all those special parts are. And it's okay in case you didn't know. We're going to start right at the bottom with the anus. The anus is located just below the vagina area. As you can see here, looking at the base of this particular photo, I'm going to point you right in the direction. There we are. That's the anus area. So no questions asked there. When we're talking about anal toys or anal sex, that's the area where all of that action will take place. Now let's take a look at the vagina. This opening right here is what's considered the vaginal opening. That's where intercourse typically would take place. That is where a man's penis would be inserted into, the vagina. Now, if we look just above that, my fingers are a little bit too chunky for the picture, but we're going to go just right there. If you see where that second line is pointing, this line right here, it's going to lead you right into the urethra. If you were to actually put your hand inside of the vagina, you could feel your urethra, and that is actually where you urinate out of. Some people think that urination comes from the same hole as the vagina. It does not. It's out the urethra, which is just above that. The next thing we're going to look at is what you like to refer to often as the lips. You have your smaller lips, which are a little bit closer, and then you have the outer lips. Now, the smaller lips are called the labia minor. The larger lip area is called the labia major. You really only tend to notice the labia minor because they're the ones that kind of set out. The labia major is sort of flush with the skin itself, so it's a little difficult to determine it, and nobody really refers to it as that. Overall, the lips of the vagina are typically what's referred to as the labia. So when someone's talking about the lips of vagina or the labia, that's the same thing. Next, we're going to talk about the hood, which is just above the clitoris. I've skipped the clitoris, and you'll find out why. Just above the clitoris is the hood. I'm going to kind of home in there. And look at that right there. See where it says hood? We're going to follow that line right on over. Just above the clitoris. Okay? And that's that puffy little area just above that. Now, just below that is our clitoris. You hear that term often, clitoris, or some people like to refer to it as clit. But the proper terminology is clitoris. Now, the clitoris is located as just where you see it's that fleshy part that is just above the labia. Some people's clitoris are smaller and some are larger, so it doesn't mean anything's wrong. That's just the way God made us all, so that you know. Now, just above that fleshly area we're looking at there, all of that, where the hair is at, and where it's a little puffy, well, at least for those of us with a little meat on our bones, that's called the mons area, M-O-N-S. So now you see that's the basics of the female vagina. So, cutting through the basics, now you know where it's all located at.